peace and love. Got my brothers here in the building, ready to build with me. Another episode of From the Soul.
Check. What that's up, right? That's up, right? That's up, right? Hey, that's up. Hey. If I rule the world,
no more paying for our land till we'll all be free. We'll be growing all our food, it will all
About
be
to come
free.
straight from the soul with it. I am seeking identity, and we have here, I'm going to start from the left. Y'all introduce yourselves to the people.
I'm Daniel the King.
T. Walker.
D-Moss, also known as Moon.
Here we have it. Well, from the soul, we're going to keep it real as it get. You know, we ain't going to do all the editing and cutting. We're going to get it straight raw as you got it. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to jump in. You know, we was just doing some building before we turn the cameras on. What y'all feel about the voting? You know, what's your stand?
Voting.
Or why? Like, let me ask you why and what you see the gain from it.
From voting. Alright, I urge. And first off, I know the truth. I know about what's going on with these votes. But I urge my community to vote and come out with a mass effort, because I've yet to really. We've had election years where black people might have came out in maybe record form, but we've never had a mass effort come out and vote the way other races might have come out and support their own. I mean, that's one of the major problems we already know, but that's not today. I feel like we already know what goes on with these votes as far as electoral votes is over popularity votes. If we do come with a strong fist, a mass effort popularity vote, all minorities together, including the help from whomever is nowhere. Then how you gonna avoid that elephant in the room? I feel like that'll be another chance to change, to force reform, put pressure on them to cause reform to that level. Why the hell is if you already see what we want, you already see what they want. How the hell can you say that these people chose this the opposing opposition?
Let me ask you this: what agenda do you see set out for black people in the position we in, coming from whatever certain politician that you may feel comfortable with voting for?
Come again.
What do you see? Whatever in your mind that you feel comfortable with, whatever politician you feel comfortable with, what do you see as a plan that they may be presenting us, that you see may be, putting us in a different direction?
Right now it's like, I feel like we're forced to choose the better or the worse. And I have I said before, off camera. I said before, and it's me coming from, I'm Daniel the King. I'm a young black man from North New Jersey that grew up in the hood, rough, ran the streets, gang bang, did all that. Also came and joined the United States Marine Corps, been to war, fought for a war that, for a country that I can't say that really support my people the way I feel like they should, and I felt like the person who I would vote, who I am going to vote for, God willing, I got, who is Hillary? Fuck it, Hillary. But I got reason on both sides. From what she did on the bill, we're building that act. I can't think of the name of that act, but that bill that they passed when they sit and gave my brothers and sisters and my uncles. That all these these football numbers for non-violent charges. And now they trying to change that back and bring that back. But I do feel like she is gonna try to. Fix her face. If she do step back in office,
she a professional politician.
Exactly.
Exactly. She gonna tell you what you want to hear. She gonna sweet talk you, because that's what they do. You feel me? She, at least, I don't know, I can say Donald Trump, he, Lord knows I won't stand behind him or want that, but he being kind of real to a certain extent on his standpoint, saying different shit. She is going to tell you what you want to hear. If y'all like hot sauce right now, I like hot sauce too.
She said
that shit is disrespectful to me, and people get at a pass. I can't really respect that. Exactly. And then she been know that law before they put it in place, while it was in place. And now she been knew that it was an issue. You feel me? To finally come out coincidentally right before the election. Like, come on. Like, right before the election, you want to start talking about, oh, we know that it was wrong and we're going to make up for that all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, it's plenty of
respect, though.
It's plenty of presidents, I mean, that gave us, that sold us plenty of dreams, I mean.
Oh,
I mean,
all that. Yeah, definitely
I mean,
that.
But like you said, I mean, between her and him, because...
Yeah, I feel you at the same time, you feel me? We got to be in the mix. We got to be in the mix. We got to hold them accountable, you feel me? So we got to choose somebody and we got to hold somebody accountable, you feel me? Well, y'all got any input on that, or y'all want to speak on just what we should get from voting, or what we should do as opposed to voting?
As opposed to voting, I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm against it. I mean, do what you do if you feel like that's gonna help. But all I'm saying is don't just vote and then don't be active, you know what I mean, and do some work after that. You know what I'm saying? Or don't look at the person that didn't vote that's out here active like you part of the problem. Like, because at the end of the day, like he said, you going to show a strong popular vote. But does the popular vote even matter? Like, does it even matter? So, damn, why I work so hard for some shit that don't matter?
Yeah, falsehood, facts.
I mean, so, I mean, that's kind of fucked up at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, why put so much hope into that? You know what I'm saying? When we got numbers that we can really do this. We got the power within us and the communities, and other communities got the power to do it within themselves at the same time. It's we waiting on motherfuckers that probably don't always got our best interests in mind anyway, or even if they do, what can they really do? All this shit is beyond.
Like, I mean, they rich white folks at the end of the day. Like, even if they wanted to help, they can't. You feel me? The shit you was speaking on, like, how could they possibly help what you know what I'm saying? How could they? They don't even know how to...
But what is the real plan at the end of the day? Like, what's the real plan at the end of the day? How do we even have a Donald Trump as a candidate? As one of the two.
Still, though, I thought he would, like, fade out at the beginning. Like, it got really real.
I think it's this serious. I mean,
it's not serious. That's like the funny part to it. It's not serious. That's a joke to me. All that shit is.
I ain't gonna front. Nah, I'm gonna sit here and admit on camera that I allowed myself to kind of like, cause in the beginning, like with this whole Donald Trump shit, I mean, I never really believed that he would be. Although even with him getting this far, like we said, I didn't get this far. I still held my ground and had my faith. Like, man, it's got to be a joke. You feel me? Like I always felt like he was. I always felt like he was a pawn. Yeah, exactly. He's a pawn to get us to feel good about choosing Hillary.
Exactly.
To really be all the way real, bro. Like, I mean, he's just a reason
like,
to get us to accept her, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit, bro.
And you see him getting worse. Bro. Like, he a businessman at the end of the day. But he don't got 4 years.
Niggas might vote for him.
Nah.
That's the crazy shit.
Nah. See, this the thing, though. He was getting too hot. He was getting too much heat, too much power on it. I feel like that African-American speech and stuff like that, like, that's them trying to put the fire a little bit. They don't want them to get that hot. At least we can eliminate some of the black voters, and that's really the swing vote where they say where the white people split their votes and we make the decision from there. You feel me? So of course it's like throw in the surrender pretty much. Like he just throwing in the bullshit now, the extra bullshit. Like clearly that ain't a strategy. The game.
That can't be, bro.
Come on now, this is clearly a stage
that
setup.
Shit last night.
This is clearly a stage setup. It's clear as day. You feel me? Like,
how the fuck is you?
Hey, Dante, let me get you to say something about like giving our power away, like looking outside of ourselves, like.
I mean, at the end of the day, my personal opinion, offends a lot of people nowadays because it's real. I feel like as far as voting, it's just a way for people to feel like they can give their self a hug at the end of the night. I really feel like, because the president was chosen a long time ago, and with us only making up 17% of the population, how can we? Even if we all win, even if we all could, how can we sit there and really choose the person who is for us when we both see that both of these people can't even begin to even understand where we're coming from? I mean, we're sitting here still trying to, while people are trying to focus on choosing two people that don't really want to focus on us, we still have the other side of our population still trying to figure out why we can't walk the streets without being killed. I feel like at the end of the day, other than just worrying about putting that vote in or voting, I really feel like we need to come together and figure out how to, the same power that we feel like we're giving to this one person, I feel like we need to figure out a way to generate that power among us. Right. I feel like at the end of the day, if we constantly are always trying to give our power away to somebody and do something so that somebody can make decisions for us, I feel like it will continue to be the same cycle as it's been since our first president.
Right. Respect. Yeah, that's something I'm real big on. Like, we got to come up with a reason, a way, a system, a plan amongst ourselves. Like, we got to make that decision for ourselves. You feel me? So I feel like that's everything. Any of y'all got anything to add on? You know, just the whole idea of us having the power, us having the tools. Like, at the end of the day, we supply all the creativity, the knowledge. We invented damn near everything, like all that.
We don't even all know that, so I feel like a major key is going to be the education of it. You know what I mean? Whether it be that we know that, like, yo, we really did do it, so that we know that, like, yo, that small thing that you're doing right now can be very powerful. You know what I mean? It can be a major key into that can be your career. You know what I'm saying? You love just doing this very simple thing, or how our money works, how we need these black banks. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, at the end of the day, some of these businesses that you want to start, you might not have the money, but it ain't gonna feel good to go here and be able to be like, yo, this is my plan, this is what I'm trying to do, and they like, you know what, we fuck with you. I'm gonna back you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a major way, but it's gotta be educated because we've been miseducated. So we gotta focus on that part first, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. You got anything on your mind? I mean, pretty much like, I mean, that's what I feel like. It's everything is about us coming together, putting our ideas and minds and solutions together. You know, really trying to find a way to apply it ourselves. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, I can't be mad. Of course, you mad, you hate, you know, what white people do to us and all that. But at the end of the day, we know what they gonna do. You feel me? Ain't none of this a surprise.
They haven't changed.
You still got to do the card. You still got to play the hard cards.
You got to, but that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, play the cards that you dealt. Don't. A lot of people spend their whole life thinking about, well, white people did this, white people did that, and we forget that. You know what I'm saying? Think about what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Or the government didn't do this, or they doing this law. Or people spend their whole life trying to get laws passed just for them to put a loophole in it or come back later and reverse the law and all that. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? We got to buckle down. We got to bring ourselves together, bring the homies together, the family, all that. You know what I'm saying? What y'all feel about, like, pastors, like, black leaders? Let me say black leaders, period, because there may be something else out there I'm missing, but as far as I know, I feel like, you know, especially other leaders or any other leaders. Can y'all speak on black leadership?
I'll teach on that. We'll never be able to lead if we don't know where we came from.
True.
That's period. If we're constantly looking at the leaders post-slavery, then we'll never be able to lead. We're just going to lead in a circle because that was the whole point of bringing us over here, is so that to erase what we were. But if we don't get in tune with what we were, you can wait for Jesus as long as you want to. But until you realize that entity that you're speaking into, that entity that you're praying to is you'll be sitting in that same seat for years to come, praying for the same thing, wondering why it hasn't come, because it's you. Exactly. And until we have somebody who's going to bring that back and instill that in all of us, or instill that in our youth, and not constantly tell us to submit, comply, and give our power away, we're going to continue to be in the same cycle of being killed, raped, prosecuted, all that over and over again.
I mean, we to a point where we give up our whole creativity. We give our art away and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's our deepest soul. You know what I'm saying? Drawn back to the hieroglyphics, like you said. Without that, we wouldn't, even ourselves, while we looking for our history, wouldn't be able to have that. That's something major we get to tap into, to see these old anxious figures on the walls, and they brown and black and dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the education is everything at the end of the day. You feel me? Like, we got to continue to educate ourselves. Everything we learn.
And as long as we continue to keep our children or keep our people into the same institutions that are being backed by the books that are saying Christopher Columbus discovered America and was a hero, this cycle will continue until we figure out who we are, what we are, and what we were before we were slaves. I don't want to get into everything, but just that right there. Try to figure out what you were before you was a slave. Yes. And I feel like if you seek those answers, I feel like everything else will come to you. But if you constantly want to dive into the history that was created post-slavery, then I feel like you really don't want to leave. You just want to be content. You want to work your 9 to 5. You want to pay your bills on the first of the month.
Keep living in society.
I feel like you want to occasionally go to Applebee's and get a 2 for $20. I just feel like at this point, if it's not working, why do you continue to try it? If I sit here and take a test and constantly get it wrong, marriage, 75% of people who get married end up in a divorce. At one point in time it was 50, but now that number is risen. Kids are constantly, it's getting worse. They're constantly getting diagnosed with more and more ADHD, man, whatever they are creating. So why don't you want to seek something more than what's already been here? Why do you want to continue to just make something that isn't working work? Why don't you? I feel like at this point, people choose to walk around with their hands over their eyes.
And that's my main problem at the end of the day with pastors and politicians. Like, there's certain things like that we all know. We all know that they miseducating the children. We all know it's a school to prison pipeline. We all know that they giving us a twisted history. Like, and there's too many people in these positions that just don't speak on it. Give it a pass.
And the thing is, a lot of people know that. A lot of our people know that. A lot of our people know these schools are lying.
They know. They was taught it themselves.
A lot of people know, but
a lot of them is teaching it. They celebrating the holidays and all that shit.
But they feel like it's so. But they feel like it's so far gone.
That's crazy.
They rather just comply and say, "Oh well."
We'll just not stir anything up. We'll just long as it don't get no worse.
Keep living to society standards.
Always be worse.
Oh, no, let me say that.
And I feel like at this point, even if we wanted to, I feel like it's so bad now, to where even if we all woke up, we wouldn't even be able to sustain ourselves if we did separate what oppressed us. Like, I feel like as a unit, there's certain people, I'm not going to speak for the whole, but I feel like there's, like, as a unit, we don't know how to create our own food. We don't know how to make our own clothes. We don't know how to teach our own children. So I feel like even if everybody decided, oh, this ain't working, let's try something new, I feel like after a while, I feel like it'll be the 18-year-old kid who was like, oh, I'm 18 now, I'm going to move out the house. But because they depended on mommy for so long to, get the groceries, make sure the heat is on in the house, and they never had to do that, but they finally woke up and was like, oh, I'm 18 now, I can move out the house. I feel like shortly they will come back because they never knew how to sustain anything that could keep their life going. And I feel I feel like that's one more thing that we need to figure out as a group how to do as a unit. Right. We need to get back to growing our own food, making our own clothes, living off the earth. And I feel like until we do that, we might as well just walk in a line. When they say jump, say how high. When they say run, say how fast. And I feel like if we don't have those small
or at
things,
least work towards it, or
at least work towards it, then we might as well just say, oh well. But that's not anything that I want to do.
No, we ain't even the option. Like, that's why we real big on the village mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about one body, you feel me? Too many times we separate ourselves and try to be on our own thing and how we can gain something, how we can look better than the next month. Like, who got the better hairdo, the best shoes at the club, I can't wear that outfit out, like all that type of stuff. Like, and then people wonder, well, where I'm gonna get money to invest at. I mean, if you had, you know what I'm saying, spent half that hair budget and put it on something, saved it for something, half the shoe budget or something, you know what I'm saying, by the time 10 girls save half their shoe budget and hair budget and band that money up, that's a wop right there, you feel me, to get something really going on, like generational wealth, like sustaining your kids, you know. So we all about, you know what I'm saying, building the community of sustaining ourselves, you know, getting away from society standards of success and material riches and whatnot. You know, it's really about sustaining ourselves. If we got our own and can sustain ourselves, we don't gotta ride nowhere because we good on ours, you feel me? We straight. We ain't got nothing to argue about. We got it all. You feel me?
I feel like at this point, like, even though like it kind of makes me mad when you know certain people, you know, want to say you animals, or when, you know, it kind of hurts my feelings in the beginning, but then I also think about it, like, and then I put it in perspective, like, they're wrong for calling us that, but they're kind of right. Because if you ever went to the circus and you seen a lion, or you see an elephant, you can see that they could easily kill the person who was training them. They could easily, if they realize, I am a lion, I am an elephant, I can easily trample this person who has a leash on me. But I feel like that's where we're at now. We are so much bigger, we are so much powerful than what we realize. Right. That we've become that circus animal that who's just being walked around in a circle for people to look at and say, oh wow, look at them. Right. They're so big, they're so powerful.
Look. And that tied to them leaders right here, bro. That tied to them leaders, like right back to what you said. Cause I was just saying this earlier, like that circus, like they allow, like we allow, and these like these black rappers, I mean these athletes, I mean, like, you feel me? They allow this ceiling that they put on us. You feel me? Now I mean, like, being that circus act, bro. You feel me? Oh yeah, you nice in football. You feel me? You nice in basketball, bro. You feel me? Like Lil Wayne went up there on fucking Sean.
That's crazy.
He said in his 33 years of living, he has never witnessed slavery. I mean racism. Excuse me, racism. Like, how could you say that? You feel me? Miss Cedar, like, I mean, come on, I heard you rap about, like, come on, like, even if you had money since she was a baby, bro, I know your mother grew up in a struggle, bro. You was in the house by yourself and you shot yourself, bro, you feel me? You was in the house by yourself probably through struggle, bro, you feel me? I mean, you saw your people grew up in that subsidized housing or whatever you was at, you know you through struggle. So how you, I mean, but it's these leaders, these people, I mean, that's why I support. I'm a Giants fan, you feel me? Know what I mean? Giants fan to the heart, bro, you feel me? But I'm about to go buy a Kaepernick jersey, you feel me? Because he is not afraid, like, he don't like that money, them endorsements and all that crap, bro, you feel me? All because they want to live, I mean, because, like...
That just show the true colors of even these corporations at the same time. Right. Like, you done snatched away the endorsement. Because I'm speaking on how I feel.
What's really happening.
Some real, though, not making like, up, son.
Like, this shit really happening, like...
It's like, it's really on your face. It's the elephant that's right there.
Am I being penalized?
The fact that this is even The fact that this is even a debate should let you know that it is time. Like, it's time for us to, if we can't come to a group peacefully, violently, however, because there's been all type of ways we came at them, to get them to understand, then obviously it's not meant for them to understand. Now, whenever somebody talks about knowledge, people like to put it in perspective that I'm trying to, teach hate or, incite a riot. I'm not doing that. What I'm basically saying is that if I turn to this wall and I'm telling this wall to turn black, but it's a wall that's already white and it's not going to turn black, then obviously I need to go that way because this wall is not listening to me.
Right.
If for years I've been saying, wall, please, like I done kneeled before you, I done spoke nice to you, I done punched you, I done burned you, I done did all this, and you're still not turning. Then obviously I need to go this way.
Yeah.
But until we realize that our cries are falling upon closed ears, like I don't know how much more needs to happen. Our children are being raped in front of us, killed in front of us, while we're still in the church praying that it doesn't happen. We're kneeling peacefully, and they're continuing to do it. We're rioting, but they can still continue to do it. So it's like, what other options do we have? It's like people always want to tell us that we're wrong for rioting. Well, Kaepernick didn't riot, but you got people who want to kill him.
Crazy.
Every time somebody starts a riot, they, certain people want to bring up Martin Luther King. They assassinated him.
Even Jesus, boy.
Jesus gotta kill you, feel me?
Like,
for being peaceful.
as far as complying and being peaceful, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Violence, like how you say how you feel like we always come back. It doesn't work with these people. So at the end of the day, you have to recognize, like so many people. Like let's say you're in a relationship, and let's just say it's not working. You talk, you go out, you take trips, you don't take trips, you stay in the house, but nothing works. What do you end up doing? Breaking it off, right? You may go back to that person, but you talk, you try to do something different, you try to make it, a lot different than what it was before, but it still doesn't work. So you break it off. You break up. I feel like they're giving us no option. I'm not sitting here and inciting a riot or saying F a certain type of people or let's go against these type of people. But if the people are in charge are the people who are not ensuring our safety, are the people who are not ensuring our future, then let's take it out of their hands.
Right.
Let's get it out of their hands. Let's get it back.
Fact.
Like, let's get it back. We as the black population make up for $1.1 trillion a year in spending money.
Right.
Imagine if we put that money just in us.
Right.
Now, of course, I don't want to, like I said before, I'm not inciting a race war or anything, but you got to understand, look at history. Look at the people who've been in charge. We've been crying to these people for years now.
Same hate.
In all type of ways, and it's still not working. And we're just sitting in one place, inside one place, one or two times a week, asking. How many times are you gonna ask your child to do something? How many times are you gonna ask your cousin to do something? How many times are you going to ask your mama to do something? Not too many before you figure out another solution. So why is it that with this one and becoming our own, is it so hard?
People don't believe in themselves. That'd be a problem. I feel it's... No, my bad. Go
Afraid
ahead.
of each other. Go ahead.
We can't be scared to put the faith in us.
Right.
People want to talk about faith all the time, but people don't ever want to put the 100% faith in themselves.
Say a reason why not.
Like I had a chance to, continue to play football and be in the NFL. I had teams calling and all that, but it's like I didn't want to be a part of nothing, getting an allowance no more. I wanted to. I don't want to just talk about this. I want to be one of the people who are actually betting it all on themselves, trying to create something and sustain something that we have total control over.
Right.
Nobody is going to tell us after we made this much money or created this much business for something that they're going to only give us this. We don't want to sit there and watch. We don't want to sit there and watch people who can't get anything done, sit there and go in life circle. We want to be those people who can give those people something. Exactly. So I feel like if we can do it, I feel like I'm no smarter, I'm no braver, I'm no better than any of you. So I feel like, I don't want to plead to them no more. So I'm going to plead to you. Bet it all on yourself.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, so I feel like at the end of the day, it's time to, just acknowledge and just know that hate gonna hate, you feel me? It's all on how we gonna love ourselves, how we gonna love each other, that's what we need at the end of the day is if we love each other, everything else gonna fall in line. So, it was definitely good building with y'all. I got one more thing. I just want to get, all y'all, if y'all could stand up and just look at the paintings, you know what I'm saying? Tell me if any one of them paintings that might be talking to you.
If anyone, it would have to be this one and this one.
Black Child one?
I'll speak on this one first. It's because this is how we're going to change it.
For sure.
We have to stop letting other people tell our children what they are. We have to stop letting people tell our children that they are thugs. We have to stop letting people tell our children that they are ADD, ADHD.
Right.
We have to reinstill not just us, but our children that they are kings, they are queens, that they don't have to wait until they're 21 before they start working on their life. Exactly. They don't have to wait till they're 15 to start working on their life. And I want to go to this because I feel like this is so much little stuff going on that a lot of people don't see. Is that you see this man right here. A lot of people will fear this man because he's strong, he has muscles. But this is what we always gonna need, and until we realize that we need this, we need that. This is what we need. That strong black woman. But at the same time, that strong black woman has to realize she's a strong black woman. She's not a bitch. Sure. She's not a hoe. She's not none of that. Right. And I'm not speaking because this is how I always felt. Because at one point in time, I felt like it was cool to have the bitches. It was cool to have the hoes. I'm one of the main ones who coming to you to say that was my mentality because that was what I was taught. But now now that I realized that things didn't go right because I didn't know that, this is one of the things that we also have to get right just as much as telling our children that they are kings and queens.
For sure. What about you, my brother? You got anything on your mind on things?
He done summed it all up.
Which one of them paintings you really digging or speaking to you right now? Even if it's same one, that's cool.
It's like I mean, I'm gonna speak on another one just simply because he hit the nail on the head with both of those. I would have said, I mean, I couldn't have said it no better.
Respect.
You know what I mean, the way he said, I feel exactly what he said.
Respect.
I'm gonna grab two others though because I mean, I got a relative connection to it. First, I'm gonna start off with this flag.
For sure.
I mean, simply because I mean, and not just because I want to say just last night. I think it was not just last night, like a week ago. I was sitting there talking about screaming myself about. I was sitting thinking to myself like how these people are coming down on Kaepernick about not saluting the flag or showing proper respect to the flag and everything through the national anthem. And then I'm sitting there thinking, well, half these people, the main ones that sitting there that's got the biggest issue with it is the ones that's not flying around with that flag on the back of their trucks. You know, there's a lot of the main ones, they got a rebel flag on the back of their trucks, you know. Yeah. I mean, so I was sitting there thinking like, man, us as black people, we need to get back, or us, I mean, this is our culture, we need to get back to that red, black, and that green flag, or maybe we find another flag, a new color, I mean, if we wanted the red, black, and blue flag, whatever, I mean, but find our own, get back to our own symbolism. The nation what we were speaking back on earlier, I mean, get back to us, get back to we, as I like to say, we, me and we, nation. I mean, and pardon me, because I speak fast. I really don't have my camera etiquette.
Nah, we don't need that. This is from the soul right now.
We can all be kings and queens, but all is crossed out. I mean, and when I first looked at it earlier, I was sitting in the building with bro, and I just started laughing. I mean, as soon as the first thing I seen it, I mean, and it's because like the irony in that is, you feel me? I mean, like I consider myself king. And it's funny when I introduce myself, you know what I mean? My name Daniel the King, I mean, but I'm king for sure. And, you know, a lot of people, you know what I mean, I say a lot of people scratch their face up, or they, you know what I mean, get a little defensive, like I'm trying to, like, say I'm better than you. I just never to belittle you. Because we all need to think of ourselves as a king and queen, even if we're not there yet, because everybody can't be the chief. And that's the problem with today's world. We got too many chiefs, not enough Indians, people that's not prepared to be chief. Have a chief mentality and want for the chief, aim high. You feel me? But still respect your role in the position that you're in.
Right.
You feel me? Because we're all not kings. You feel me? And that's the problem right now. It's going to be hard for us to unify and build and get back to we, till we all understand the fact that, I mean, in a machine, I mean, you got your big gears and your little gears, bro. You feel me? That little gear is just as important as that big gear, you feel me? I'm a gang member, you feel me? And I don't care just about shooters, bro, you feel me? I need young boys that work on computers, bro, you feel me? I need young boys that do, I mean, what they might not think is what a gang, I mean, to society think is all about, bro, you feel me? Because everybody in that chain is important, bro. Every gear in that machine is important. Because without that little small gear, he might think it's minuscule, but if that shit is not there, it's not turning. That big gear is not going to turn, bro. You feel me? So everybody, I mean, like, everybody think of yourself as king and queen. Next time I introduce you to the people, if you haven't met me yet, when I introduce myself as king, bro, accept it, embrace it, and introduce yourself as queen and king back to me. If that's what you want to do, you know what I mean? My son's name is King Ali.
Respect.
You feel me? And I had a friend, I mean, who's doing pretty good for himself. He's younger than me and doing great for himself. He asked me, he called me up one day like, yo, so you really think people gonna call your son King Ali? Like, is King Ali his first and middle name, or that's his whole? I said that's his whole first name. And we go to school. His teacher's better, if nothing else, call him King. Don't just call him Ali. If anybody just calls him Ali, bro, without the proper passing, you know, man, you get on them because you're a king, bro, and let them realize that and let them respect you as such, bro.
Right. And that's another thing we were speaking on, you know, just them building towards that anyway, you feel me? Even if you ain't a king, queen, identify yourself as that and fulfill that role, you feel me? Work towards that role. Like, don't say you king and queen if you ain't raising the kingdom, you feel me? If you ain't putting into it and building, you feel me? Don't just claim, this is no just title, you feel me? This is a lifestyle that we wear, you feel me? So, I respect that. So, it was definitely love building with y'all, though. This was power right here, you feel me? And we're going to keep it moving. This ain't going to be the first time or the last time you see it. So, from the soul, peace.